Hi, morning everybody. Can you hear me loud and clear? If yes, give me a thumbs up. Okay, so the music finally is audible, right? Okay, I think I found what's the problem, but let's see how it goes tomorrow. Okay, today will be a special MAO. All right, it's not supposed on Tuesday, but obviously it's all right. A lot of people have been asking me, Cal, when you missed it yesterday, I go do one today. And as always, I always put you guys as my upfront priority, and that's the reason why I'm going to conduct one short MAO this morning. Okay. So once again, guys, a lot of work been done. Even though I'm in pain right now, my this gout is still not I'm not recovered yet. So, but still work has to be done. So sincerely and thank you guys for all the text messages they give to me either through Facebook or this private message. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Okay, just give me a moment. Let me just try to do something here. So there's some problem on my side. Let me just see what is that problem. Okay. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Joe. Thank you guys for the appreciation. All right, I try to just realize that the problem is I can post my face. I mean, I can do my Facebook MAO right here, but I cannot post it back to my own personal Facebook. Very funny. They say that I go against community spamming and nonsense. Facebook is really a lot of problem. They try to solve a lot of problem, but they don't create more problem for themselves. Never mind. Say again, things will change very, very soon. Okay. All right, let's go right now and go with the flow by doing this. Let's bring text it in. Here we go. Right. Okay, so today is the 19th of July, Tuesday. All right, 19th of July, Tuesday. Today is a special morning MAO, right? Because normally we do not have MAO on Tuesday. So take note of that and don't think that there will be always an MAO on Tuesday. It's only for today only, all right? Because I really care for you. Now, today's MAO is all going to concentrate on this China and crude oil, the double C for today. Tomorrow, it'll be even bigger. Tomorrow, I'll cover what happened on the Goldman Sachs and some of the views by the analysts and how they see the market. But of course, I'll give you some preview as of it today, okay? So most important thing is this, right? Everybody, do you feel hot recently? That means that at night itself, right, when you are actually, in your living room, especially with no aircon and you have a fan blowing on you, do you feel sticky, hot, humid? Do you feel that way yourself? How many of you feel that way? Please write your comment right now. I would like to hear you guys. Or get some water for myself. Susan, 那个 lunch 去买先拿菜饭，我都要菜跟鸡蛋。 Right, Brian, you are in Singapore or in Malaysia right now? So Malaysia, right? You feel hot, humid, yeah? Jerry say very humid, yeah? Now, in fact, it's all right. I told you guys that likelihood we're going to have this problem coming soon. Then, of course, some people think that, hey, Kel, you're not even a, you're not even a weather forecaster. Okay, you're just only like a little bit into market. How you know that the humid weather will come? Well, if you actually do MAO every day, you read a lot of stuff. You can actually see the general pattern that is coming into day-to-day moment. And of course, does it? What we tell you? Well, simply put, if the whole world now, most of us has air condition in those developed and developing countries. All right, definitely for sure, right? You just go to the nearest controller and switch on the aircon. All right, switch on aircon, and that is where it is. And if you're gonna get hot, we can just increase the aircon temperature or decrease in a way so that we can have a chill night. So apparently, if everybody got the same thing, then obviously energy prices will go up and demand will be there. And what happened next is that if the companies cannot fail to, they cannot ever produce, they will, because of the costing itself, then they will increase the price. And that is the reason why I've been telling people that crude oil or energy prices will be going higher. So that's why from today's background, you can see that people getting heat stroke pretty badly, all right? Heat stroke, you can see the top left corner, getting heat stroke in Europe especially. US is feeling it right now too. Then of course, we had this China having a big problem regarding about their debt, okay? And we'll talk about this shortly. And of course, that will also means that we have a problem in terms of the stock market, because when you have such a problem in your economy, which your debt is increasing at a very alarming rate, then naturally it's all right, it gets a concern. And of course, recently, the way Russia is handling the current situation is seemingly all out to attack, and that will definitely shaken some of the fear of the energy prices. And of course, with the current OPEC, Prince of Saudi Arabia, his positioning is clear. He will increase by a little bit more because he hit for the pro-production, right? So obviously, Biden technically came back not a very happy man. So all this information will be coming up to you very shortly. So let's go with our daily our MAO. All right. So disclaimer apply as usual. Now, recently, some of y'all may have felt, hey, how come, hey, Kel, recently we saw a very nice logo there. Yeah, exactly, my friends, okay? This nice logo shows that we are working closely together with this company, Apes. All right, we are working very closely with them right now, and soon there'll be a bigger blockbuster news coming up. And this is going to put TWB another level higher. So I'm going to keep it a secret, but sooner or later you will know. And of course, the logos that you're going to place on this MAO will change a little bit more. And this could be like, wow. So once again, guys, this is our growth right now. We are not the loudest in the market. We don't do content sharing and stuff, but we are definitely growing nicely towards our target. Yeah. Okay. So the thing is this. Okay. As you know, that I'm always a big advocator to tell people that, to take care of health. Okay. Because I have a big problem with my gout. So apparently, I have a very severe gout attack on Sunday. Okay, Saturday I have a class, then I feel a bit of pain already. Then of course, my mouth was not the best keeper. I had a great durian feast with my students, and then after that itself, right, I went for bowling. In fact, so the pains had to come in a little bit. I didn't really care much, and then when I actually realized that I had this thing, mushroom soup. Recently, so that's where I get the thing, because my gout come from mushroom and lots of stress. So what happened is my gout was very painful. So I began to Google and search, okay? And I remember telling you guys my gout now is from red meat, it's not from seafood, it's not from beer. No, I tried them, nothing happened. But whenever I touch some mushroom, oh, that's it. Okay, so I can never be a Super Mario Bros. Okay, so of course people ask me, Kel, mushroom, are you sure? Okay, this is where it gets very interesting. Okay, I went to Google to search this for you guys. And does mushroom trigger gout? The first two words say yes, mushroom. But look at this after statement. Mushroom are low in calories and help control your appetite. Okay. Mushroom are great food to help control your weight, which is important benefit to the gut. Okay. All right. To date, there's no evidence that fruits, vegetable, or mushroom cause gout or make your gut worse. This is the problem. I'm kind of confused already. Yes or no, actually. Kind of confused, right? So I look for another one. Vegetable that high purine content. We know that purine is the one that trigger gout. So vegetable that high purine are cauliflower, spinach, and mushrooms. Okay. But again, it doesn't seem to increase uric acid production. Okay, anyway. I noticed that sometimes in life, if you Google something itself, right, it doesn't make sense, right? There must be some reason behind it. Okay. Anyway, that was my argument with my doctor. Anyway, he was telling me that gout, mushroom, no, it doesn't matter. But we have a lot of patients who are gout patient. They text me, my students, and they tell me that actually mushroom is quite a big one. And I really tried. The moment I take some mushroom, right, almost next day I can feel that it's coming in. Okay. Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you this is because there's something that I want to tell you about how internet works. Now, in my classes, I've been telling you people this, that when you Google something or you WhatsApp something, right, things will actually start to take notice of whatever you type because it's all binaries. And once you type, right, it's very easy for some companies to come in to introduce you some stuff. So what happened, if you notice on my Facebook, okay, I typed this. Now, it's very scary because I was texting to my friend that I got gout this morning. This is a very simple statement like this. And I was just doing some Google to search whether how to treat gout because it's so painful and it's Sunday, you know, there's no doctor available. So I was just doing these two things, okay? But within less than 20 minutes, right, my Facebook is filled with advertisement, never happened before, full of gout sponsored advertisement. Okay, wow, suddenly it's all right. This Master Yuri from Malaysia flooded my entire Facebook advertising page itself. This is incredible. 20 minutes is all I did. A gout, WhatsApp message, and of course, Google, and that's it. I got it. I got this advertisement. This is really incredible. And of course, then these 2 days, I didn't type anything else. They started to reduce, right? This is how social media works, guys. Really. This is really how incredible. I mean, trying to prove it to you guys, but now it's done it on myself. I can feel it. I can literally tell you now this is how powerful. So think back about it. Facebook bought someone recent back then, right? Which company was that? Which messaging company? You know, right? And of course, right, Facebook worked very closely with some particular, what do you call this internet browser. So all these things plays its part. All right. So whatever you type, be careful. Everything is there, and there's a reason for everything. Okay. All right. All right, so that's the reason why I tell you I got gout and I was down. That's why I got no MAO. But today I'm back to tell you more. Okay, so of course, are we feeling the heat right now? Definitely. The temperature is going up. All right, the temperature is definitely coming up itself. Okay, you can see that. Okay, the night temperature hit 29.4 degrees at East Coast Park close to 3 a.m. My goodness. It's 29.3 is really quite hot for the nighttime, especially at the sea. And those hot breeze will really make you want to go back home. Yeah, that's how bad it is. And of course, this heat wave is hitting a lot of people. And the worst thing is that in Europe itself, right? Heat wave death have passed 1,000 people. This is death. No, people really dying from heat wave. So you must understand this is really no joke. Yeah. And of course, the main reason of the death is not just heat stroke, it's because of the fire that burns and that unfortunately kill people. And of course, if the energy prices, when people need more energy to cool themselves down, electricity will go up. And of course, the Europe gas crunch is going to push higher. And of course, later on, we'll talk about this Putin trying to do more stuff. And definitely Russia oil price is going to, all Russia oil that's going to not coming out to the world will cause a big repercussion to a lot of people. So my view is this, everybody, you can write it down. I can tell you up front, my view is this, that now we are about $97 at the moment, right, for our crude oil prices. Yeah, okay. I believe that we are going to see crude oil going to 140 by when? Okay, that is a question that everybody loves to hear from me because I'm quite okay with macro view. Yeah, so I believe by December 2022, we will actually see crude oil hitting $140. Now, the last time I predicted this, my view was 127, right? 121 US dollar, right? By 6 month time. So today, right, I'm telling you, my view is actually higher than that. I'm looking at the market to hit this $140 by December 2022. So the question is this: will you be with me? And of course, will that means that this OXY will be trading higher? Definitely, for sure. All right. So of course, am I biased to this? Put it this way: I have some OXY on my portfolio, and definitely, so I've been telling my friends to buy some OXY. So yes, I'm biased, but with bias with rational reason. Okay, I didn't bias for the wrong reason. Yeah, I biased because of the real reason behind it. Okay. So guys, how many of you believe that this oil price will hit 140 US dollars by December? Okay, right, 2022. If you think that this oil price will hit, please put the word believe. Okay. Do you believe that crude oil price will actually hit 140 US dollars by December 2022? Of course, the entire December. You're not talking about the start of December, the entire December. So in short, the seller by now to end of the year, if you believe that you hit $140, put the word believe. Okay. Of course, if you can have your own view, you say that nah, Kel, you're crazy. It will not happen, ever happen. So of course, you can put the way, you can say, no, I don't believe. Okay. All right. So I just want to see how many of you believe in that. Of course, there's many good reasons, and I'll explain to you shortly later on. Okay. All right. Coming up 6. So you can put your answers right now and see how many of you believe in that. That will be cool, right? That's so cool. Okay. All right. So moving on. So I'm not going to waste our time. I'm going to move on because I got class later on. All right. What happened? Oh, okay. Sorry. I think there's some PowerPoint issue. Wait, okay, hold on. There's something slow with my laptop today. Restart again, I think. Okay. All right. So let's continue. All right. So of course, this is a joke of the day again. Where are we going to get oil to replace Russia's supply? Venezuela? Maybe, but we must remember Venezuela was under sanction. Saudi Arabia, definitely that's where Biden went recently, right? Okay. And of course, his advisor said Canada. That's just crazy talk, mister. Now, US will never going to buy from Canada because that's something that they have to protect their sovereign rights in a way. So the reason why, of course, we all know, but the point is this, Canada have been offering, but the US not going to budge. So with that understanding here is right, that's why oil price will definitely set price higher. And of course, Joe Biden recently went to Saudi Arabia. Well, the Saudi prince is very upfront telling him that we can help you, but there's a little bit more, nothing else. Okay, so that's the reason why today I'll talk about this crude oil price shortly later. Okay. All right, so you can see right now, this is the crude oil price. You can see very clearly that the crude oil has been steadily moving downwards recently because everybody was expecting Biden to get something from this Saudi. But you can see that the traders are all stand buying right here itself. I told you about $88, a very good price to buy crude oil. And of course, there's a very strong support at $94 on a moving average. And yesterday, 2 days ago, crude oil really hit, 2 trading days ago, crude oil really came down to $94, stay a base there, and then rebounded. Of course, I did tell some of you guys that, if you ask me what's the best price to buy, it's about $81 to $82, but that's a sure die must buy price. But of course, with the confirmation that Biden didn't get what he wants, hence, therefore, the price rebounded. So the next target will be 104 cash market. 104 will be my first target. And as cash market, by the way, the futures are much lower. And of course, I believe that this will actually propel even higher to 110 in about 2-3 weeks time. And of course, my target itself is still $140 by December. Okay, so again, all this information is based on my personal perspective. And of course, I already told you my disclaimer. So you guys, you just have to remember that, because I don't want you to think that, oh, this guy got it correct the last time, hence therefore it should be right this time, because anything is all right, few past what they call past results, it's not going to be a strong confirmation of the future. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, that's crude oil. Now the thing is this, we all know that this is the earning season. Okay, the earning season. Okay, I think my PowerPoint today very off. Give me a minute, yeah. Okay, the earning season. So what is happening right now? We just saw the Bank of America coming on the news, Goldman Sachs come out news. So how was it? Well, take a look. Well, Bank of America put 200 million for probe in bank use of personal devices. Bank of America dropped in quarterly profits as deal making slumps. Okay, that one we already anticipated that, but very surprising. Goldman Sachs warns of job cuts even as trader help beat profit forecast. Now this is very interesting because from what I read was that yeah, the traders beat now, but the earnings are fantastic. So if you notice that the moment Goldman Sachs news came out to the market, right, the market actually reacted, but then after they came off. So tomorrow I will talk more about how Goldman Sachs performed in reality in terms of their trading. And I can tell you this, somehow the reports in the market and what I know from the direct report, right, has a little bit of difference there. So tomorrow I'll tell you more. Yeah. Okay. Now, of course, today we have Johnson & Johnson and Halliburton and Lockheed Martin coming up. And I can tell you this, Lockheed Martin, the result will be good. Confirm now, correct now. How much money they took from White House to do their so-called armories for this Russia war, I think it's clear enough. So I know that Lockheed Martin will do pretty good. Now, Johnson & Johnson may not be that fantastic. All right, the one that is going to be very important is Netflix after the close tonight. Now, Netflix usually will do well during summer period because people stay home. So, of course, Netflix subscriber may go up a little bit, but there's a problem here. Imagine if with the summer period right now and the Netflix subscription is there but not near to expectation, or worse is that if they tell you that they expect worse to come, which if they actually said that in the news, then oh my goodness, this is going to be disastrous. So watch out for Netflix. Don't jump into it and bet on it on this counter. Now, of course, after that, on Wednesday will be Airbot, but the one that everybody will be watching closely is Tesla on Wednesday after it closes. Okay, so remember that Tesla result is going to be highly watched. Okay, and again, likelihood this Elon Musk is going. Tesla is going to have provision for their China factory, and also with the current situation with Twitter, definitely for sure, all these will be coming in. And of course, once again, if Netflix is not going to do well, then Snap on Thursday will have some problem, and on Friday, the big one, Twitter, will get hit. All right, this is something that I can see will happen this week itself. So this week is going to be a very important week. Traders, you must be very careful because I can feel that we're going to have a bit of movement coming in, and for this week itself, right, it's not going to be fantastic, okay? Because if the banks are not going to do well, then naturally the technologies are not going to do well because technologies are very close to the economy. And if they're not doing well, definitely this is going to be a bit of a problem here, okay? So this is something to watch out once again, okay? All right. Now there's a little joke here itself according to my students, okay? They say, Kel, do you notice that when the market is selling off badly, right, your MAO numbers go past 120? But when your MAO numbers go down below 80, right, that's usually the market is still bullish. How many of you have felt that way yourself, or y'all noticed this particular trend? It's always when the market is coming down very badly, then a lot of people come in to watch it, and that's a sign. So remember when it was 120 plus to 130 plus, I told you guys that maybe the market might be bottoming out soon. Remember that? Okay, anyway, this is what I saw, and of course some of my students feedback to me during our durian feast, and they tell me, Kel, this is a very good indicator. Yeah, I say, yeah, probably so. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Okay, one here. Okay, so this is what happened. The PowerPoint really. Okay, sorry, yeah. Okay, so as I said again, whether am I a good chartist or not, right? I let the market decide. Okay, I let the market decide. So you can see that this is China A50. Now I already told you that China A50 may have to go upwards towards the moving average first, and then after that it will likely be coming down again. So that was what I said. And I told you, right, the 14,000 level, 14,058 level is a very important critical point. If the China A50 holds above 14,058, then the market will rebound. But if it doesn't, then there'll be some selling down again. And this time around, I'm looking at 13,500 area. So that was what I shared with you during last week MAO. So of course, look at today's market. Let's take a quick look right now. You can see that it's really happening. So the market really did it. The market really failed to didn't really break this level. They didn't break the moving average, and it went down below the level that I mentioned now. And of course, we're going to see 13,500 if this continues to persist. Now, there's a very good reason why I think that the China A50 will be going down towards that level because of the current situation in the property sector. We have covered it extensively for all of you. So Sharif and Jerry, yeah, you guys observe this interesting pattern, yeah? Okay, cool. All right, so anyway, this is another observation for you guys to take note, okay? Jumping down a little bit. Now, yesterday we saw the Dow Jones up by 300 points at one stage, right? Then again, as I told you guys, things happen for a reason. And the thing is, what happened next is that the price reversed course and down by 200 points by end of day. So from the highest to the lowest point, the market down by 500 points. But very incredibly, the day before, the fear index was at 27. That means on Friday, it was at 27. And as of Monday close, the index is at 30. Hey, wait a minute. That means that people are getting lesser fear. Oh yeah, not bad, yeah. So you have a market that reversed 500 points, and the fear factor actually become more positive. I tell you, this whole fear and greed index now is very manipulated. Okay, anyway, my job is to share with you what is the facts and figures. You can decide what's happening. Okay, so you can see right now it's very clear that there's an uptick on the fear and greed index despite a 500 points reversal on the Dow Jones, almost 400 points reversal from the Nasdaq, and the S&P down by almost 80 points from the highest point yesterday. So all these things tells me there's fear. But again and again, the numbers don't lie. So maybe we just have to be more positive, or should we be more protective? Okay, I'll leave it for you to decide. Yeah. Okay, this week itself, today we are building permits. Not going to be a very big thing, but tomorrow we have the existing home sales. Now, once again, you can see that the home sales are actually going down, and traders are going to watch this very closely because there's some inference from China, and this will become a problem. Now, of course, Thursday will be the initial jobless claim. Now, gear up, everybody. You can see very clearly now why am I very concerned with the coming August period. Now, I'm going to see up front here. I believe that, okay, I'm going to write it down for you. Okay, I believe that as market may peak in mid-July, which is now, and may peak again. Okay, again, may have a cycle peak again in mid-May right now, and more selling in August 2022. Okay, now when I write this itself, I know I can get myself hit again if I get it wrong, but I've been quite decently correct. Now, the thing is this, you can see that the initial jobless claim, meaning people actually claiming for jobless, is increasing, and it came from as early as this mid of May. And of course, the number have been moving up very steadily, okay? So we are going near to where January was, and January was where the market peaked for 2022. So that's the reason why, if my expectation is correct, that's the reason why I felt that we may see another round of selling very soon. Now, I know by saying this again, it contradicts with a lot of current YouTubers or trainers right now, but I'm just giving you facts and figures, okay? I'm not going to lie about it and tell you that it won't happen. Well, I know that it might happen. So I'm going to share this with you. So again, once again, if you are comfortable with it, then of course you can actually believe in it. Okay. All right. So this is my view. You can take a picture of this right now. We can check back again when it comes. Okay. All right. Now the Dow Jones, as you can see very clearly, the Dow Jones yesterday was closed here. So when it gap up right and some more go up right, it was up by almost 400 points at this stage itself. You can see the closing was 31,000. Sorry, or 31,000. The closing was 31,300. So it went up by 300 points at one stage. Okay. Then after that, once it hit a peak, he let go, and of course, he just steadily goes down to the OP level and goes down all the way. So all this itself is going to be a problem. Yep. Okay, I saw from Fred. But now could be bad news, equal good news, kind of that the market will less hawkish, isn't it? Well, I can tell you that, Fred, I buy you because I do think that now the bad news is good news for market, like you can see, but you cannot lie when the crux comes in. So that's why I still feel that, okay, we need one more wave down to hit the point of capitulation where to get everybody out of the system, and of course, asset price go really cheap and probably stimulate real buying from the bottom. So I can see where I'm coming from, Fred. And yes, I agree to you to a certain extent, but I feel that Federal Reserve can't be less hawkish than they are doing right now. So 75 basis point is a confirm for July. I believe there will be another 75 basis point in September, and that's the reason why the one in the middle month, August, will likely be the one that get a punch. So you understand the point? So we're going to have July and September a 75 basis point. So the market will feel the pain and sell down in August. And then after that, from there, we might actually have a recovery very slowly, whereby the bad news will become good news in a way. Okay, Fred? So that I hope that is explain my view, my own. Of course, I'm always looking to have a different view altogether. Okay, thank you, Fred. Thank you. Always been giving me very good heads up and sharing here. Okay. Oops, sorry, once again, PowerPoint failure. Okay, moment, please. Okay, so the Dow Jones shed more than 200 points in the late day pullback as busy week of earnings began. As you know, it's going to be a very busy week. All right. So first of all, we have the Dow Jones reversing a 350-point gains from the earlier season session, and of course, eventually lost 215. So 350 minus plus 215 is about 565 points losses. Yeah. Okay. So the main thing is Apple. Apparently, the king stock Apple plan to slow down hiring and spending on the growth. Wait a minute. Didn't Nancy Pelosi, aka her husband, all right, Paul, sold Apple last week? Oh my goodness, these guys are brilliant traders, man. They are really, really good. Okay. So apparently they say that now, right, there's a potential of possible downturn. And of course, a $2.4 trillion company actually roll over. That means that the impact will be worse for the rest. I totally agree. So the point is this. If you look at Apple chart, let's bring Apple chart in right now. This is crazy, man. Okay, just give me a minute. Apple. Here we go. Okay. You see this? Remember, my lines don't change. You can see my lines is always there. And we tell you how I draw my lines, and I draw it here as well. You see how the market actually reacted. It came down to the level that you can buy Apple at 129, right? Remember? And Apple really went up from there. And I said that the first target is 143, and brilliantly, it stopped there brilliantly. And then it came back down. Then I said the support is 138, and the market really followed. And I said the resistance will be 150. Oh my goodness, this is deadly. All right. So the thing is this. Now we all know that Nancy Pelosi or Paul have been selling Apple last week. All right, the options, right? And now we have the Apple news telling you be more downside. Now this selling came with a bit of volume, yeah. So likelihood Apple share may find the first base at 143. But 143, if it loses it again, it should likely come back to 138. I'll redo this chart tomorrow to just show you, but for tonight itself, at least 143 will be the first support. Okay. Now, do you know something interesting? They sold Apple options, right? But they actually bought more on this counter called NVIDIA. All right. And let's take a look at NVIDIA. Take a look, yeah. The share price actually went up. All right, you can see that the share price actually went up. Okay, so the point is this. Okay, do you know that tomorrow itself, right? There will be this chip makers news coming up, and of course they need the Congress to pass it tomorrow. And of course, we all know that Nancy Pelosi is going to stand positive for that. Now, this is going to be a very interesting thingy. Normally, it's all right when especially Nancy Pelosi is the chairwoman, usually that will go through, right? But this time now, it's going to be very interesting because why? Nowadays, people are getting pissed off with what Joe Biden is running the country with and what we're doing. So now the question is, even let's say the full Democrat Party really push it through itself, that's okay, you'll get it. But if any of the Democrats decided to look at it, you know what, we just don't want to support our current this incumbent president right now, then there could be a problem. Okay, so it's gonna be a very interesting thingy. But with a huge volume now, maybe like say likelihood we may see the thing go through. But if it doesn't go through, that shows a lot of problem coming in for Biden. Yeah, this is something to take note. Okay, again, I just want to share this with you that there's a different views from a very outsider here right now. Okay, so the thing is this, people are saying that because not everybody going to keep on buying laptops every year and they're going to change handphone every year. Okay, see how this is how Wall Street twists it. The one moment they say people buy handphone every year and then they buy laptop to, you know, whatever. Then now they down when the market's down, they tell you the other thing. It's typical, yeah. Okay, anyway, Goldman Sachs posted earnings and revenue that easily beat expectation because the expectation was so low. But the thing is, it's so low, but the in between the accounting doesn't make sense. So tomorrow, during the Wednesday MAO, I'll cover in depth on this itself, very in depth. All right, anyway, as I said again, most of the profit expectation for the year is still high for analysts and S&P 500. So most of people are actually looking still for the earnings are okay. But I tell you before, right, the one that is not okay will be the third quarter earnings, and that's why the selling will likely start to come in August. So July, they prepare it higher a little bit. And then in August, that's where people say, okay, enough done, let's dump some stocks. And then we can buy it cheaper. Okay, that's my personal view. All right, again, let's just move on. Okay, this is what happened. Let's look at some local news right now. Oops, sorry, to talk about the market. Yeah, so let's talk about the news. Okay, there we go. Oops, sorry. Okay, so let's look at some very big news now in the market. Now, this is something very scary. This on Business Times Singapore. Yeah, China urged banks to extend loans for real estate projects amid mortgage boycott. Now, this is very, very scary, guys. This is very, very scary. And this, I can tell you more extensively when I show you some in the alternate market news. Yeah, I'll come to that later. And because now China holdings on US debt fell below 1 trillion since 2010, so you can see the trend move away from US. And of course, a can of Coca-Cola for $13. My goodness, Europe, one of the most popular islands, are crazily going up. All right, 30 euro for a burger. Oh my goodness. And FYI, you see that now? 30 euro, $30. Last time itself will be 30 euros, $35, $36, right? But because of now, the parity is looks so funny right now. Okay, crazy, yeah? And of course, a sunbed in an upscale beach can cost up to 500 euros. My goodness, who would spend this? I mean, people are rich, they may spend, but I tell you, that will greatly tell people why don't they just stay home, okay? It doesn't make sense, yeah? So of course, once again, people are really paying high prices for that. So you can see now, right? Okay, at some places it's charging as expensive as 13 euros for a regular can of Coke. And how much Coke again? Well, I know in Singapore, you can get it from some very good supermarket. You can get it for less than 50 cents. Okay, Singapore dollar. Oh gosh. Okay, so definitely now the current heat wave has really hit thousands of people in Europe. And of course, some people really, really fall sick just in the middle of the road. There's a lot of this ongoing news. And of course, IBM shares slide after company trims cash forecast. And that's the reason why I say the earnings is getting hit. But of course, Netflix braces for subscriber losses as company work on long-term fixes. So I think that this thing is trying to give you a bit of like heads up. Hey, you know what? If my numbers are not fantastic, don't blame me. I tell you in front already, right? A little bit following my Federal Reserve stand, but I don't want to bet the negative side because the numbers, they cushion it. I mean, they mark it down as quite low. So they just could be slightly better. The market may uptick first. So I'd rather it uptick first than I sell from the top. It makes more sense for Netflix. So how's Netflix now, by the way, this stock? Let's take a look right now. Netflix, okay. Now, Netflix recently have tried to bottom out over here. You can see a very nice bottoming pattern here itself, okay, at about 165 area. But the thing is this, we are just covering gap that happened here, okay? So I'm not half surprised tomorrow if the news comes out, we may see a gap up and then come down, okay? This is what I feel will happen for Netflix, a gap up and come down, okay? because overall itself, as long as there's nothing to show, it's going to be a very big consortium to come in to support and bring it back again. So I don't think so. I know that recently someone bought Netflix, right? I can't remember who's that, but it's going. You need fundamentals, yeah. You cannot bring up stock just on its own because it's going to kill the cash line, by the way. Okay, but then Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon says that the inflation is deeply entrenched in the global economy, and he feels that this is not very good. And of course, they're looking at reinstating year-end job cuts, all right, as outlook deems. Okay, so they feel that to have jobs again, it might be a bit of a problem. But of course, Federal Reserve expectation gone wild. How rate pricing went crazy this week. So apparently it's all right. Tom Lee, tomorrow I'll cover this again. Tom Lee is saying that the market is putting in fact in a position to be measured. All right. So everybody now is looking at 75 basis point. And of course, we have a lot of these Fed officials coming in to say that, okay, they're happy with 75 basis point. The 100 basis points a little bit too much. But actually look carefully. If you actually notice this, there's supposed to be 2 75 basis point, which is actually last month and this month. And then we forecast for September, supposed to be a 50 basis point. But instead of giving the market such a big blow, the market speculated 100 basis point. But after that itself, they feel that the 100 basis point was so scary, they unplugged 25 basis point and move it down to September. So in short itself, we have 3 75 basis point coming in versus a 75 and 100 and a 50. So you see my point? Because if the 100 comes in, right, it will freak the market out. So that's the reason why I believe that this is how they play this game. Instead of putting one big one in the middle, they actually put the 75, 100 basis point, take out 25, put it back to the second block, third block, which is September, and then amalgamates it. But of course, after a 150 basis point rate hike, 2.25 or 75 times 3, definitely the market will shake a little bit. And that's the reason why I feel that August is the one that's going to shake. But July now will be likely the one that's going to see the slow coming down bit by bit. Okay, so you heard me. And I already tell my friends this, if this is going to happen, right, be careful of cryptocurrency space. So most likely it's right, this will actually create some problem. Okay, so once again, I'm just sharing my personal view. Now, what is quite crazy is Russia orders its forces to intensify operation in all directions. Now, Zelensky apparently suspended top officials after a treason fear. So now, apparently, the security services and staff are getting a little bit scary right now. Okay, it's announced that Prosecutor General Irina and Ivan were being suspended after Zelensky said that there will be cases of treason discovered in both government agencies. That's very bad, man. So imagine you're in a war right now, you're supposed to be united, but then this is happening. So of course, if this is going to continue, there's no way Russia oil is going to come back, and that will definitely create a problem. So now the last part is that price cap on Russian oil is ridiculous idea and could push oil to $140, say Energy Group. Okay, now I did not see this to take 140. I did it with my own calculation, but it doesn't matter anyway. So some people are saying that now we're looking at 147, and they say it's ridiculous. And of course, we have G7 coming in, and they know that they can't solve it. So if now the only people that have oil, which is OPEC and OPEC plus, okay, and Saudi is not really doing, then there's not much can do. So OPEC plus is going to meet Saudi and people in August. So at least from now till August, I expect the price to go higher. And of course, crypto miners move over 300 million of Bitcoin in a single day, and some are dropping out altogether. So you can see that this is a problem here. The winter is there. So I will just tell you this. Recently, the recovery of this Bitcoin to be very careful. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that is all the important news and news you can find in the market. So let's find something that's off the market, and it's up to you to believe it or not. Okay. The next 10 minutes is all right. You may like it. You may not like it. I'm gonna leave it there. If you don't like it now, just you can move yourself away. But if you like the alternate market news, right? Stay tuned. Give me 1 minute for some water. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go. All right. Now, I already told you guys that there is this thing called transition. So what happened is that the bear came out recently into during the June period. Then I told you in July period, the bear will go back in again. And after that, the bear will come back in again. And this time will be in August period. Now, I already tell you this already. So not too sure how many of you have noticed of that, but I'm going to be upfront here. I'm going to stick to my guns. I believe that we're going to see some peak in this July period, and August is going to be a pretty bad month. Okay, now hopefully I'm wrong, so the boys can win. The boys in wearing the bull caps. But of course, if not, then just remember what I say and be careful. Okay, all right, let's go. Now, remember this, guys, during the Lehman Brothers time, remember what happened to Lehman Brothers time? If you cannot remember, let me just remind you what happened. Just give a moment. Okay, during the Lehman Brothers time, you remember this was something terrible, all right? Lehman was the one that really created the downside, okay? And of course, Lehman Brothers was a 130 years company, a heritage, and it's big boys, but because of over leveraging and of course the mortgage bank securities and all the property price goes down, that was where Lehman Brothers also fell. And of course, there was a big problem because after Lehman, some people even tell you what's next. After Lehman, Citibank, Merrill Lynch, UBS, Wachovia, Washington Mutual, Standard Chartered, Credit Suisse, Royal Bank of Scotland, and HSBC. Okay, anyway, that was what happened back then, right, in 2008. And of course, people really have fear and a war of fear and stuff like that. But the thing is this, people get retrenched and jobs are lost, and that create a problem. But fortunately, it's all right. US came into the day and printed so much money, and of course, the world recovered. But during the time itself, when Lehman Brothers collapsed under 60 billion of toxic debts, the share price plunged, and HBOS is rescued, collapsed by Lloyd's. And of course, AIG received 85 billion from Federal Reserve. And of course, they have to ban short selling and sparkle a late share rally. So when that happened, it's all right. Bank of America takes over Merrill Lynch. Forget about that. Then of course, that is the whole thing because it failed to save Lehman, and London have to be saved by HBOS, and share had to be suspended, and Tokyo Nikkei went to 3-year low. All right, so this is what happened in terms of time and movement across the whole world. Okay, so why am I bringing this? Is there a mortgage-backed securities problem right now? Well, I don't think so for US at this moment right now. Not that point that I'm looking at, but it's actually another country that's having the same potential problem. Okay, and this country is actually China. So apparently it's all right. There is a very big problem now. It's $6.5 trillion of this US dollars of potential housing bubble that's going on. Now, of course, this is coming from Taiwanese this talk show. So obviously they pepper a lot of stuff inside there. But as long as you focus on the what you call the facts, it's still okay. So apparently, definitely, it's telling you now a lot part of China itself is having a big problem, and people is go on to the roads on the street right now to protest, and they are really very upset. And this is really something that you can see that will spill over very soon. And you can see right now, right, people are really marching on the street and they're really asking for help. So why is happening? Because now the problem is this. Now, the thing is that property prices going up at a very frenetic speed. So a lot of people kind of borrow money and go and buy properties. Okay, fine. But because of the Evergrande problem, right, it has spilled over across the whole China, which we know that after that, they try to cover as much as they can, but still it's an ever problem. So now the problem comes in. More and more property companies decided that, you know what, it's pointless to deliver the projects. So might as well just don't pay back the bank. That is a very scary thing to do, because now the banks, when they don't, if they notice that they are so-called the loaner, okay, it's not going to return back the money to them, then of course, right, they won't dare to lend more money to people, right? So the problem now lies is that now the people, the one that, you know, the people themselves feel that the money they give to the developer will be gone to waste because the developer take the money first and then they will just run away. So become what the problem? So now the developer knows that there could be a potential problem coming in, and the people who pay for it rather go on the street and get legal, go legal with them, and that's it. There's going to be a big problem coming in. Oh my goodness. It's going to be a repercussion event. So this is scary because now people don't want apparently now the people who buy the houses, they don't want to pay. So imagine if you are a righteous developer, you can't get the money from the bank, and now your people don't want to pay. Even you want to deliver the projects, you have a problem. You're going to be dead. So now, wow, this is going and it's brewing. So let me show you this. This is really from some clip from some part of China, and you can see that all the thing is just left halfway. Now, of course, you may say, Kel, maybe this is just building up. That's why it's still available, right? It's moving up. No, let me tell you the speed of China development. Take a look at this one here. This is actually a showing that China can build a 10-story building in a little than a day. That means they can build a 10-story, without speed in less than 2 days. Look at this itself. This is really incredible. Oh my goodness. Look at the building. This building was at 3 level, right? At one stage. And by the next morning itself, right? Oh my goodness, the 10-story building is already up already. This is the speed they can do. So why they cannot do this for the current situation now? Because they don't want to do. There's no money for that. So this is really, really, really crazy. Of course, the development could be different. This is a different type of building, but still, China, if they want to do it, they can really do it. Yeah. So why am I trying to tell you all this itself? Because this is getting crazy, and this will actually cause spillover effect, and people are very upset right now. And of course, if this goes next, if there's no one to solve this problem, then it will really be very, very bad. Okay. So of course, Wall Street Journal don't give space. Straight away came in and said that the China property market is in very close of a problem, and this will create a big more problem coming in. Okay, very big problem. And of course, Financial Times in Chinese translation says that, right, people are now not going to do any more loans, and this is going to create more problem. And I think about this, a lot of this factory, all these workers, they won't get paid. So there's going to be a huge unemployment coming soon right now, right in the face. And of course, just let you know, if you don't know all the Chinese words that is in English from Nikkei Asia, China debt bomb looks ready to explode, and likelihood it may be coming in. So once again, this is scary. Then of course, on the trivial side, so China, how they reacted to this is that they actually went into Taipei, go and fight all those bribery and stuff to all top officials, because they know that that's where the money is, correct. So again, a lot of things happening in China, and this is really, really very scary. So will there be a repercussion? Well, there will be. China A50 counter will be hit, and of course, Hang Seng will be hit, and it will just spill over. So Bloomberg came in and said this: China is a pariah for global investors as C policy backfire. Now, how many of you know this word itself? All right, pariah. All right. So before I review that name, the word itself, right? So apparently, okay, this is the thing. All right, a member of low caste. All right, it's a one that despised and rejected outcast. Oh my God, this is bad. Okay, now the problem is this. Okay, why are these investors getting pissed off? There are a few good reasons. Number one is because, right, apparently China did do the One Belt, One Road initiative, right? But a lot of the countries that China tried to save back then or gave money are not able to give back the money. One of them is very clear, is Sri Lanka and Philippines. So the money give already, right? Nothing come back because the country went problematic, right? So that, again, this is what's happening right now. And the GDP. Now, everybody knows GDP for China is always in the minimum single digit, but high single digit, right? So apparently, they say that this time around is worse. It could be less than 1%. So this is, of course, this is a calculation on the Western side. So this is one reason. And of course, now there are less and less funds coming into the Chinese bond, because why? They also feel there's some pressure politically, and also they also feel that China may not be able to escape from this property saga. So that's the reason why the sterling inflow. And of course, now the main thing is this, that there's a stop of people paying their what they call their payments for their houses, right? So that really create a big problem now for the property market in China. And of course, we have Xi Jinping going for his 20大, right? At end of the year, he will do something like that. So that's why I feel that there could be a catastrophic sell-off in August to really bring it down, and then that's where after that, obviously, whether it's Xi Jinping or Joe Biden, they'll have to exercise their power to get back their position. So Democrat will likely still win, but they will lose some seats in the Congress, but they'll still manage to show that their midterm election will be successful. And of course, Xi Jinping, obviously, he will win his 20大. But of course, a lot of things has to be done in the last 4 months before December. And that's the reason why I felt that to save the market right now is too crazy to do that. They might actually go down first, low enough, then buy back from the bottom. At least, most likely their funds and the people who support them will be able to accept this, yeah? So you can see now, right, the soul of Africa, that a lot of the money have been given to Africa, right? All those are heavier in rates are the countries that China gave, and obviously this country now, Africa, is in deep trouble. So, oh my God, China lost so much money in this. And of course, more companies are leaving away from China. So Rufo is leaving. In a way, Rockefeller felt that, right, this is actually very concern of the banking side. And of course, Citibank, Cliff Group, Carliff Group, and this Wisdom Tree, they are also looking at potentially leaving, or at least stop their, don't increase their so-called exposure in China. So this is going to be bad, man. This is going to be really, really bad. Okay, so that's the reason why we've been calling for sell in China for longer time. And of course, we also believe that Hong Kong is going to go down. All right, so that's the reason why I'm sharing you this chart again to show you down. This is the screen capture that I capture in the morning during before MAO. Let's check the charts right now, the live chart right now. Not too far different. Earlier result before MAO, it was at 14,061. Now it's lower, 14,026. So I still believe that my charting should be correct. We should see about 13,491 in the coming weeks for China A50. Okay, whether or not can we go the new low, let me decide. But it's a very strong base at this point here itself. So next time we come to this point, maybe we can do a triple bottom buy up. Maybe, yeah. Okay, so just take note of that now. My little sharing here. Oops, sorry. Again, PowerPoint issue. Okay, let's go. Okay, so now the thing is this: the bank slump in China is no kidding. Chinese lenders fell to the 2-year low on property contagion fears. That means that, right, the banking sector in China is coming down at a very alarming speed. The last time it happened itself was in March. Remember, it was in March. So if you go back the chart again, what happened to China when it was March period? Let's take a look. In March itself, right, the Chinese market actually from then on bottom out over here, and after that the China market goes all the way up. So that means that then the banks are all doing okay, then we actually have a good sign. But now the problem is the current bank sector now is even lower than the March period. So that means the stock market itself, right, most likely may have to really come down. So that's why I say 13,491 is a very fair assessment of this. It should be lower, but just leave it there for now. Okay. So guys, again, you see, you don't get this information from mainstream media, but I get it for you, and it's from it's not from anywhere, but it's from the mainstream media, but they don't really go deep depth on this. Okay, like from Bloomberg, yeah. And of course, China offshore bond delinquencies have exceeded $26 billion. Now, this is very bad. So you can see very clearly the delinquency bonds is so high that that means that a lot of people don't dare to lend money to the companies. So if more and more companies not able to get money from offshore for their projects, then we're going to have a serious problem, my friends. Serious, because when you are really, you need local help, locals are helping, then foreign help not coming in, then this is going to give only one big problem. They're going to be more selling. That means that basically all the bonds that have been exposed to China, and there's a big bunch in late of 2022 and early 2023. If those are going to get delinquent, oh my goodness, I cannot imagine what will happen. This is really, really bad. Yeah. So all this information is from Bloomberg source. Okay. All right. So let's talk about crude oil now. So apparently, we all know that Biden failed to secure a Saudi output hike. Okay, and that is definitely going to make Biden much angrier, man. So you can see right now, right, everybody was expecting something to happen, but it didn't. So I think the market got some wind of it and began to build up prices. And of course, now by last night, the price went higher. So imagine this, at one junction itself, right, the WTI crude oil was at $92 just 3 days ago. Now it's at $102, up by 10% so fast. Okay, Brent crude oil from $94 back to $105 also. All these tells you that Joe Biden is in serious trouble, and of course, again, he cannot force. There's nothing he can force right now. I think he had put lots of chips on the table, but Saudi say upfront, look, this is what he can do. Now let's look from Saudi point of view. Why would they do that? Of course they will do that. Number one, what is going to be their take if they turn on the cap, right? Think about this. What if the demand is reduced? Then the extra crude oil the price may fall, but it's not going to be a personal interest for them. Now, do not global interest, global economy is not doing well right now. So it's quite clear that there is a concern, and because there's a concern right now, hence therefore that why would Saudi take the risk? You understand my point? So this is one thing that they are looking at this very moment right now. And of course, where there will be an increment on the dollar and the dollar goes higher, but when the dollar plummeted next year because they want to cut interest rate, it's going to be bad again for Saudi. So with all these things, if I'm the prince, I'll just say, sorry, man, I can't help you much. Okay. All right. So look at the crude oil price again. I tell you already. So once the crude oil price, this is the cash market, hit 104, there will be some resistance. But once again, the resistance break 121 will be next. So how did I get my $140? It's pretty simple. The low recently itself is about $92, right? So here itself, the resistance and support is about $30, okay? $30. So if I look at this itself, plus another $30, that will be $150. But the thing is this, the global economy right now not fantastic, and the last high itself is $128. All right, so there's about excuse me, that's about basically down by about $9 here. So if we're 150 minus 9, we get about $141. So that's the reason why I feel that the crude oil may peak at around $141 this round, shall it goes higher. So plus minus is very interesting calculating, but this is my view. Now, of course, whether it go to 200, 300, I really don't think so. Yeah, because I'm so sorry, but I still think that there'll be a global economy crisis and there'll be a global recession. So the demand of crude oil will be going up, but it will not be able to sustain anything above $140. Okay, I don't think so. Okay, so once later on itself, right, unless the US dollar plunge stronger next year, then maybe you can see that, but I don't think so. Yeah. All right. So that's my view here. So just to let you know about what we'll share tomorrow, Piper Sandler is actually an American independent investment bank and their financial service. Okay, this company is run by these guys. Okay, so my point is this: they recently gave a very interesting view of the stock market. They felt that there's a chance that the market is now following a mirror of 2022, 2021. To 2022. So they are saying that, this could actually perform as a mirror. So if that's the case itself, they are saying that minimally 3,400 will happen by this year. And if crazy enough, we can even see 2,500. Now, tomorrow I'll talk more about this. And of course, I combine some of the views. I don't think 2,500 will happen, but 3,400, I think is a very fair statement. And with today's at 3,800, we still got about 10% to drop, right? Yeah, that is my view here also. Okay, so that is my sharing. I'll tell you more tomorrow, so don't miss tomorrow MAO, okay? Because Cassandra says, I'm a physician and you know the rest. I do not know how to stay in my lane as no one should. Okay, again, Michael Burry sharing, very cheap, right? But actually there's a lot of meaning behind it and we all know what he meant. Okay, all right, so with that itself, let's look at the chart for today. Thank you for listening to me until now. Let's look at the chart, shall we? So once again, as you can see right now, the China A50 is coming down right now. So let's see how it performs later when the US market, when the European market come in. Now, don't forget, European guys missed the sell-off yesterday. So that means that likelihood, there could be some selling interest later today because they missed the sell-off, in the second part. Okay, for China, for this excuse me. For Dow Jones, for this TWB chart, well, first thing to note is that today the opening price is below P2, 31,368 is the P2 level. So with the market opening price below P2, most likely it will go down and touch 30,989 for support today. So I strongly believe that the Dow Jones will touch this number, 30,989 today. Now, the thing is this, the KSI is still green in color. There will be some buying from the bottom. So I'm not half surprised to see some buying when the market reaches this level here. So traders kindly think of that because it's still below MLP today. Okay, so this one is the first thing for you. And NASDAQ itself, also has it trading below MLP right now. The only thing is this, the MA30 itself is 11777, a great number. So for this, the KSI also shows that some buying interest. In fact, the KSI jumped 2 days ago. So as long as the market stays above OP is fine. The OP is 11,885. If the market goes below 11,885, then we can see the market coming down to 11,777. Okay. Next market will be S&P 500. S&P 500 is a CCYR today. So honestly, it's a sell than a buy. But KSI is green, so you should have some resilience on the downside. Now MLP is 38.56. That will be a strong resistance for today. Now 38.27 is MA level. I believe that if the market goes below OP, it will touch 28.27. And because of the CCYR, I suspect that it may touch all the way down to 37.94 today for the S&P 500. To buy for today itself, I don't think it will happen at this moment right now because I say once again, the European will come in and likely DAX will gap down. Yeah. Now Hong Kong market this morning has reversed from its morning. It gapped down this morning and then now it's going down to touch the pivot 2. Now pivot 2 has been traded. And it's a strong MLP at 25.85. I believe the market will, you see the coincidence there, the pivot 2 and MLP is exactly the same. So with the KSI rate, that's why this morning when we are in the Hong Kong group, we expected the market to go down and really it went down according to plan. How low can it go, right? If it really breaks this MLP, well, it's going to be very clear. The so-called BMB -1 time 1 has been used before, but we can still use it as a guide, 402, which means that there's a high chance that Hang Seng market will touch 20,402 later today. Okay, let's see how it goes later on. Yeah. Okay, for DAX itself, as you can see, DAX has went up yesterday, but likelihood it will come down. So there will be some support at 12,700 series. That's how I see it. Okay, it closed at 854, but all these numbers are not accurate right now because these are based on yesterday's number. Okay, yesterday was pretty clear. It went up first, couldn't break above the pivot 1. That's why it came down. And MA30 was the MA support. If you just take a quick one, just a revision of what happened yesterday. Okay, you can see what happened when we know that when the market failed to stay above the pivot 1, there will be some selling, and when you see green dots, all right, we know that either the market go this way or going to sell down, and obviously the market chose to sell down instead. Yeah. Okay, so that's the reason why you need to have the TWB system to help you to understand the market a bit better. Now, crude oil, I already told you my view already. This is a CFD crude oil. Now it's between the two pivots. The MLP is 96.56. The KSI is still red in color, so there'll be some selling pressure. The upside is the first upside with 120 cents. That's an MA 200. The MA 30 is on top, so that's why there's some selling pressure. But I tell you this, if the moment that some whatever reason pushes crude oil past 101 or 102 to be exact, this is going to march the crude oil price all the way up. With no new BMB, okay, we got new BMB. Let's take a look. If the market really breaks past this 102 mark by these few days, then the first target will go to 109 and then all the way 123. So that's the reason why I feel that buying some crude oil and some OXY when it's cheap will make some sense. But of course, the whole thing is still on downward trend. You can see that likelihood there's some plunge protection team trying to make sure the crude oil stay down because Joe Biden doesn't really want the crude oil to go up. But because if let's say the cartels and some syndicates think that it's time to bring it up higher, nothing can stop it because it's a very strong demanded product right now for summer period, and that's the reason why I felt that you must be very careful. The market may actually go up. Of course, that is based on the current BMB. If the new BMB comes, the whole number will change again. Yeah. Okay. Then we look at this gold right now. And I've been telling you this about gold price. It will likely be coming down, and I still stick with that. So gold price, in my opinion, if it loses 108 again, it will be coming down. Now 1686 is a pivot. One today is inverse pivot. So likelihood the market will have to bounce around these two areas today. But 1669 is still my target for this gold to touch. Now the KSI has been red, the blue bars have been calling. So that means that there's still a lot of bearishness for the gold market right now. Now for silver, it's the same. Today's a DJDD. And today's silver and P1 is almost the same number. Oh my God, today's a lot of interesting what they call patterns. Yeah. So with that, right, silver price may be forced downwards to $17.98 if the gold price actually plunge. So again, my view is that gold price should be down because this counter itself, right, will be hit because the US dollar at the moment is really very strong. So let's look at the US dollar for a quick moment before we go. US dollar right now, you can see the US dollar is very strong, and I've been telling you guys the US dollar will go up. So now recently it went to the high and got some profit taking, right? But the next number is going to go up is 109, and I think that will happen. So traders, watch out for this. Like I say again, on this topic itself, right, you can see that the current situation right now is that there's very little people who believe that there's a bear market. So usually when people don't believe much, that is where the market, the dollar will move. And of course, very interestingly, recently the US 10-year Treasury bills bonds have been coming down. I mean, the yield have been coming down, bonds have been buying up, right? Because people buy in the China in the US bond. So once they're bought enough, right? Then of course, when the yield has to move up again, this will create a bond prices coming down. And of course, when that happens, again, the bond prices will be down and yield will just go higher. So there's always this type of people chasing after the wind. All right, so that is what's happening for the gold and silver. And let's look at Bitcoin, Ethereum to wrap it up. Okay, so for Bitcoin, I already told you guys, although there are some buying on Bitcoin, but I tell you this is really very superficial. The potential is there should be downside. Now today it hit the 22,953. That's almost 23,000. But I say once again, this upside itself is going to be limited. Likelihood after that, they will be coming back down. My view is still the same. Bitcoin only to buy at 18,000, nothing more than that. If you don't buy right now, it's really taking risk. But the choice is yours. By the moment, the indicator and I tell you very clearly the bullishness is there. But no, I don't think so. Just be very careful. Okay, my view versus chart. I know that I'm trying to go against it, but I'm telling you guys, try your best not to run after things that you may not want, you want to regret later. And of course, you can see very nicely, this is what happened for Ethereum. The only thing that I do you for Ethereum is you can buy Ethereum because the utility is there. Anytime you buy below 1,000, it's also good. So Ethereum now went up to 1,005. So which means that if you buy $1,000 recently, you have already profited by almost 50%. But still the same thing again, I believe that Ethereum has hit its resistance. So Ethereum to pull back is near term. So but KSI in the blue chip, KCX is still pretty bullish, but I still think that it's time to take profit, okay? Time to take profit. Don't stay on. Be careful. If you break 1483, there will be some selling, okay? All right, guys, that will be all for today. Thank you once again. Today, MAO itself is supposed to be a short one, but there's something to share with you, so it dragged a bit of time. Apology on that. Now, tomorrow's MAO will still continue, and tomorrow we go in depth on the US market, and I share you what's happening right now is actually just the starting point. So be very careful and hope you win money all the best. Yeah, this is Kel signing off. Bye-bye.